Soho, 1979. A different New York. Gritty, edgy, artists and immigrants carving out lives. Among them, the Patz family. Stan, the father, a photographer, Julie, the mother, a warm presence, and their children, including 6-year-old Etan. Their loft on Prince Street, a bohemian haven. May 25th dawned like any other. The city stirred, a symphony of honks and shouts. Sunlight slanted through the Patz family's windows. The aroma of coffee filled the air. Etan, a bright spark with a mischievous grin, ate his breakfast. He was eager to get to the corner store. It was his first time walking alone, a rite of passage. Little did they know this ordinary morning held unimaginable darkness. Etan was a whirlwind of excitement. He'd been begging to walk to the bodega alone. His parents, after much debate, agreed. It was a short block. They felt the neighborhood was safe. He clutched the dollar bill in his hand, eager for a cold soda. The morning air buzzed with the city's energy. Etan, small but fearless, stepped onto Prince Street. He was ready for his adventure. He disappeared around the corner. It was 7:59 a.m. Etan was never seen again. Time stretched. Minutes turned to an hour. Stan and Julie grew uneasy. Etan was always punctual, always eager to share his adventures. They began to search. Frantic calls to friends and neighbors yielded nothing. The bodega owner hadn't seen him. Fear, cold and sharp, began to grip their hearts. Their little boy was gone. By nightfall, the police were involved. The Patz family's world shattered, replaced by a terrifying void. Their son, their light, had vanished into thin air. The disappearance of Etan Patz sent shockwaves through New York City. A child gone without a trace. The story gripped the city's consciousness. Fear and empathy pulsed through the streets. Hundreds of volunteers joined the search. Flyers with Etan's face plastered every lamppost. The media descended, broadcasting the story nationwide. A city held its breath, praying for a miracle. But Etan remained missing. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Hope began to dwindle, replaced by a gnawing dread. The city that never sleeps couldn't escape the nightmare unfolding on its streets. Section 5. Faces on Cartons. Etan's face became a haunting symbol of loss and fear. His story resonated across the country. His image appeared on milk cartons, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of innocence. The case marked a turning point. It brought the issue of child abduction into the national spotlight. Parents held their children closer. Strangers were viewed with suspicion. The investigation continued. Dead ends, false leads, and whispers of suspicion became the norm. The Patz family, trapped in a nightmare, refused to give up hope. Their fight to find Etan became a fight for all missing children. Section 6. Years of silence. Years blurred into decades. The city moved on, but the memory of Etan Patz lingered. His parents, their grief etched on their faces, never stopped searching for answers. The case remained cold. Leads ran dry. The city's collective memory faded, but for the Patz family, the pain remained fresh. The wound never healed. They lived with the agonizing unknown, the unanswered questions. Then, in 2012, a whisper of a lead emerged from the shadows, a name, a confession. The case of Etan Patz, dormant for so long, roared back to life. Section 7. A confession emerges. Pedro Hernandez, a quiet man with a troubled past, confessed to luring Etan into the basement of the bodega he worked at. He described, in chilling detail, strangling the young boy and disposing of the body. The confession, however, was problematic. Hernandez had a history of mental illness. There was no physical evidence. His story was a jumble of inconsistencies. Despite the doubts, the confession offered a glimmer of hope. Could this be the break in the case? Could this finally bring closure to the Patz family? The city watched, a mixture of hope and skepticism, as the case headed to trial. Section 8. The trial of Pedro Hernandez. The trial was a media spectacle. The courtroom became a stage for a city's collective grief and need for justice. The prosecution presented Hernandez's confession, painting him as a monster who preyed on innocence. The defense countered, highlighting Hernandez's mental instability and the lack of physical evidence. They argued that the confession was coerced, a figment of a troubled mind. The jury deliberated for 9 days. The city held its breath. Finally, a verdict: guilty. Pedro Hernandez was convicted of kidnapping and murdering Etan Patz. But the verdict, while offering a semblance of justice, did little to ease the lingering doubts. Section 9. Lingering doubts, lasting pain. The story of Etan Patz's disappearance and the subsequent trial of Pedro Hernandez is one that has haunted many for years. The conviction brought a sense of closure, but it was a closure shrouded in ambiguity. The courtroom was filled with a mix of relief and uncertainty. Hernandez's conviction was based solely on his confession, a confession that came after hours of intense interrogation, a confession many believed to be unreliable. Doubts lingered. Was Hernandez truly responsible? The community was divided, with some believing in his guilt and others questioning the integrity of the investigation. Or was he a scapegoat, a convenient answer to a long unsolved mystery, a mentally ill man who confessed to a crime he didn't commit? His mental state at the time of the confession added another layer of complexity to the case. The lack of physical evidence and the inconsistencies in his story left a cloud of uncertainty hanging over the case. Investigators struggled to piece together a coherent narrative. For the Patz family, the verdict brought a measure of justice, a small comfort in their endless grief. But it couldn't erase their pain. The memories of Etan, their hopes and dreams for him, were now just that, memories. They finally had an answer, a legal resolution to a decades-old question. But it was an answer that came with more questions, more heartache. Their son was gone, and the void he left could never be filled. And the truth, elusive and painful, remained just out of reach. The case of Etan Patz serves as a somber reminder of the complexities and imperfections of the justice system. Section 10. A city transformed. The disappearance of Etan Patz left an indelible mark on New York City. It was a moment that shook the very foundation of the community, sending ripples of fear and uncertainty through the hearts of its residents. It shattered the illusion of safety, a stark reminder that danger could lurk in the most unexpected places. The belief that children were safe, playing on their own streets, was no longer a given. Parents who once felt secure now faced a new reality. The city became more vigilant. Law enforcement increased their presence, patrolling neighborhoods with a watchful eye. Parents held their children closer, their grip a little tighter, their eyes constantly scanning for potential threats. Stranger danger became a constant refrain, a mantra repeated in homes and schools, a new lesson in the curriculum of life. The carefree innocence of a bygone era was gone, replaced by a cautious awareness, a new awareness of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of everyday life. Etan's case led to changes in law enforcement. New protocols were established, and the approach to missing children cases was revolutionized. Missing children posters became commonplace, a haunting reminder of the many who were still lost. The Amber Alert system was created, a beacon of hope in the search for missing children, a tool that has since saved countless lives. A testament to the impact of one child's disappearance, a community united in its grief and determination to protect its youngest members. The city, forever changed, learned a painful lesson about the fragility of life and the enduring power of hope. It stands as a symbol of resilience, a place where the memory of Etan Patz continues to inspire vigilance and compassion. Section 11. Echoes of Etan. The haunting mystery of Etan Patz continues to resonate through the years, a chilling reminder of a day that changed everything. It serves as a reminder of the vulnerability of innocence, the randomness of tragedy, and the fragility of life. Every child playing in a park, every child walking alone on a city street echoes the innocence that was lost. It speaks to the enduring power of hope, the unyielding belief that answers will come, that justice will prevail. The refusal to give up on finding answers is a testament to the human spirit. Search parties combing through wooded areas, detectives examining every clue, all driven by the hope of resolution. The case, with its lingering doubts and unanswered questions, remains a puzzle that has captivated and haunted many. The evidence board filled with clues, the courtroom sketches from the 1980s, all tell a story of relentless pursuit. It is a story about loss, about justice, and the enduring quest for truth. It is about the search for truth in the face of unimaginable darkness, the determination to shine a light in the darkest of places. Etan Patz's legacy lives on, a symbol of the countless children who have gone missing, and the families who continue to search for them. His story, a cautionary tale and a beacon of hope, serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance and community. It reminds us that even in the face of tragedy, the human spirit endures, finding strength in solidarity and hope in the promise of a new day. It reminds us to cherish our loved ones, to hold them close, and to never take a moment for granted, and to never stop searching for answers. For in the search, we find not only truth, but also a reaffirmation of our shared humanity. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more content.